Hey guys, Timcast music producer Carter Banks here, wanting to wish you a Merry Christmas. We just signed our first artist to Trash House Records, and we have our first debut single coming out December 12th. Pre-save it on your favorite stream platform at trashhousechristmas.com. Support our work.
We've got this from Mediaite. Indiana Senate votes against Trump-backed redistricting plan. Surprise, surprise. Let's pull up this tweet, actually, from Tony Cook. He says, breaking, Indiana Senate votes down redistricting bill, breaking with President Trump. And you can see the nays, 31, the yays, 19. And I have this clip here from Greg Price. He says, Indiana Senate Majority Leader Chris Garton just gave a fiery speech in favor of the 9-0 map.
Some will say these maps are political. Let me be clear. You're damn right they are. Political policy is political. Safe streets are political. Look at Indianapolis. Affordable electricity is political. A drug-free Indiana is political. Peace in the Middle East is political. I dealt with it firsthand. If drawing a map that secures 2 more seats for the Republican Party means that we continue to see overdose deaths drop by 20%, then I'll draw that map every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. If drawing a map means that we'll continue to see a 93% drop in illegal immigration, then I'll sign it with a smile on my face. We're not here to be neutral arbiters of decline. We're here to be active agents of American greatness.
Wow.
So I ask you.
I wish I had 2% of the fiery passion and charisma that man has. I'm riled up.
I want more of that.
We got this from Tyler Bowyer at Turning Point. It says Turning Point Action will be publicly endorsing opponents of the state senators who voted against the redistricting today.
Good. They
thought we were bluffing. No, we will educate voters and throw thousands of volunteers and staff at their local districts. Let's go.
Lee, you were saying?
And real quick, I just got to shout out that Chris Garton once again. Man, that guy needs to run for the Senate or something. I'd like to see that guy in federal politics. But, I respect him fighting for his state. That's beautiful.
Libby, you were saying earlier they have a supermajority in Indiana, and they still didn't make it, right?
Yeah, 19 Republicans voted against this, and they all should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. You have the entire Democratic Party working so hard to do all kinds of really stupid things, from flood our nation with illegal immigrants and trans our kids and, push DEI in schools, even though it doesn't actually do anything positive for the kids. It just makes everything worse.
It's literally, like, if people are upset about Nick Fuentes, DEI is why Nick Fuentes exists.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, like Tina and I were just talking about this before the show. There was this educational hearing in the Kentucky State Legislature, and you have this one state senator being like, hey, we got to get rid of DEI in schools because all of our kids are failing everything and our discipline problems. And everybody else is like, but there's discrimination. And so we have to fix it. And it's like, okay, first of all, maybe there's discrimination at this point. I don't really think there is. They're all living 50 years ago in some sort of time capsule. And then the other piece of it is, just because you've identified a problem doesn't mean that the proposed solution is the one that's going to fix it.
Yep.
Like, you're idiots, like, just because you think like, oh, there's this issue, there's discrimination. Actually, what they believe is being discriminatory. They're sort of circa 1960. They don't really identify what's going on. They live in their own stupid bubbles.
You're channeling this man's energy now.
I was writing about this lady last night. Sarah Stalker from Kentucky is a complete and total moron, and she should be ashamed of herself. She went out there on the state legislature and she was like, I don't like being white all the time, and children need to know about their historical privilege. No, they don't, idiot. You don't go around telling children that there's something wrong with them because of the color of their skin. Like, that's racist. That gif of the kid, that's racist. That's racist.
Yeah.
You fool.
And I saw the Sarah Stalker clip. I actually put it in the IRL Slack.
Let's grab it.
But Cernovich was talking about it, and I
watched the whole hearing.
I tweeted about it, and I was like, "This is why so many people, so many young white men, think that Nick Fuentes is compelling, because you're telling them that they're evil by nature of their skin color, and then you have public policy that is literally oppressing them, that is ostracizing them, that you're keeping them out of colleges, they're not getting jobs, they're not going out and meeting girls. What do you think is going to happen when you tell an entire generation of young men that they are inherently evil? They're going to coalesce around the thing that makes them all the same, and that's their white skin.
The bigger picture I see here with the Indiana Senate is that people are begging Republicans to do anything.
Yeah.
And Republicans are begging them to accept them doing nothing. So the Republicans are getting very little done. And now in Indiana, where they have an opportunity, they're basically doing nothing. So if you want to get people to come out in the midterms and rally, I understand it's like the last 2 months of the race that really matter most, and right now will be forgotten within a few months. But you better do a lot more than this, because it seems like they're trying to lose.
Yeah, California. Gavin Newsom, he got his whole Prop 50 passed. They're going to eliminate Republican seats essentially in the state. You had all of these states in New England being like, we're going to redistrict too. And it's like, you're already entirely blue.
Yeah.
You know, you like redistrict what?
40% of New England voted for Donald Trump, and those people have no representation at all.
I was back visiting family outside of Boston just over Thanksgiving, and I was talking to them about it, and they were like, yeah, we don't have a vote. We're not represented at all.
I feel, I feel really bad for the worst. The team over at 270 to win. Because, they have this election tracker map for the House and the Senate and the presidency every election. And it's going to keep changing because everyone is redistricting now to try and gain advantages. So it's going to, here's the amazing thing. You can see that there's 185 deep red and there's 167 deep blue. And then there's a gradient in between. It's going to turn into a solid red and blue line.
Right.
That's the plan.
Right.
And the reason why I say I feel bad for them is because they're going to have to keep updating their code.
Some poor
being
guy.
like, yeah, it's like one IT guy, and they're like, not an IT guy, but like a software dev guy. And they're just saying, hey, look, another state's redistricting. And he's like, I'll go fix it. It's like I'm going to change everything again.
He's like,
And
I'm not
those little
checking the
squiggly
slot.
lines.
Here's what I find really interesting, actually, is I want to pull up, let me see if I can pull up the prediction market here. Let's see. Let's grab which party will win in the House from Kalshi. So we've got this from Kalshi. Currently, the Democratic Party is at 74% favorability to win control of the House in the midterms. But as each state does or does not redistrict, it's going to cause massive swings in their prediction market. This is going to be interesting if people are accounting for it. Now, Indiana just said no, Democrats should tick slightly upward. They don't want to redistrict. I've got this here. Let me pull up. Where did I just put that thing? Here we go.
You think Jasmine Crockett will win in Texas? Win the Senate?
No way.
You don't think so?
Weirder things
Senate?
have happened.
Oh,
She's
Senate
running
maybe.
for Senate now instead.
Check this out. Current midterm redistricting status. California D+5, Utah D+1. You've got pending Democrat redistricting, Virginia D+2, Maryland D+1. And then you've got confirmed Republican with Texas, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, North Carolina for 11 new seats. And pending, you've got Kansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, a total of 10 possibilities. The potential total is going to be Republican plus 21 and Democrat plus 9. This is crazy. Basically, every state now has decided to, in the middle of the decade, redistrict to try and win the midterms. Civil war much?
I think it makes sense though, because you had the census, and okay, that's fine. But then Biden imported what? How many? Like 10, 20 million illegal immigrants, just let everybody in, distributed them all over the country on free flights. No one even knew that these people were showing up in their communities until they were just there, giving them all like kinds of money and free phones and whatever else, and then work authorizations after 180 days. And then also, what else did he do? He just dismissed like some 70% or something like that of asylum cases. So there's all these people who were seeking asylum, and now they're just in the country. They have no legal status. They, don't have to leave. So what are they doing there? Well, they're beefing up Democrat numbers in these districts. So it kind of makes sense for all of these places to be like, listen, you dumped heaps of new people on us who can't vote, but who we're supposed to try and represent. And now we have to kind of change things. I think that,
I agree.
Okay.
I also just think I don't want to go back to a time where we're forced to get medications, can't go out and eat unless we wear 2 masks. So I'm willing to just vote Republican, even if they are just like a turtle in the middle of the road slowing your car down.
My favorite was Alyssa Milano's crocheted mask.
Yep.
And how she had to she had to act like she didn't, how she had to act like she knew it didn't actually protect anything. She was like, no, I knew that it had holes in it. Yeah, I knew it.
Crocheted.
Yeah, it was crocheted. It was a picture, a selfie of her and her husband and their kids in their car. And they all had like normal masks. And she was like, mine is pretty.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.